Please recite Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Many meditators, they understand what is samatha, what is vipassana. But some meditators, they do not understand what is samatha, what is vipassana. Today I will try to explain what is vipassana, because many meditators now they are practicing samatha, so usually they understand samatha. In brief, samatha is jhana practice. Jhana can suppress the defilements temporarily. Temporary means if they enter into jhana for about 1 hour, they can suppress the hindrances of defilements about 1 hour. If they re-establish their jhana concentration about 2 hours, they can suppress hindrances or defilements about 2 hours. Suppressing defilements is really samatha. Today I will try to explain vipassana. According to Buddha's teaching, there are 4 noble truths. Number 1, dukkha sacca, the noble truth of suffering. Number 2, samudaya sacca, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Number 3, nirodha sacca, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Number 4, magga sacca, or dukkha nirodha kamini paripada ariya sacca, the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Altogether there are 4 noble truths. If Buddha's teachings are summarized, all teachings are leading to the 4 noble truths. The disciples of the Buddha, they are trying for realization of these 4 noble truths only. If they realize 4 noble truths by their arhat path knowledge, this is the last stage of realization of 4 noble truths. One day the arhats may take pranibbana. Pranibbana is the death moment of arhats. This is, they translate as final cessation. After final cessation, there will be no more new existence. So that they escape from the round of rebirth permanently. To become Rahat or to become noble one, they must penetrate the 4 noble truths by their own direct knowledge. Among these 4 noble truths, number 1 is the noble truth of suffering, dukkha sacca. Number 2 is the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sacca. These 2 noble truths are called Oda sacca. Oda sacca, the meaning of Oda sacca is they are circulating in the round of rebirth. These 2 noble truths are the object of vipassana. So today I will explain what is vipassana. If a meditator wants to practice Vipassanā, number one, he must try to realize the noble truth of suffering. What is the noble truth of suffering? In Vipassanā Dhamma Chaka Bodhana Sutta, the wheel, Dhamma wheel turning in motion Sutta, Buddha says, Sankhetena Vinchu Padane Khanda Dukkha. In brief, 5 clinging aggregates are dukkha sajja, the noble truth of suffering. What are 5 clinging aggregates? The clinging aggregate of materiality, the clinging aggregate of feeling, the clinging aggregate of perception, the clinging aggregate of formations, and the clinging aggregate of consciousness. These are 5 clinging aggregates. The clinging aggregate of materiality is materiality, rupa. The clinging aggregate of feeling, perception, formations, and consciousness are mentality aggregates. They are called mentality nama. So, 5 clinging aggregates in nama rupa, mentality and materiality are same meaning. What is rupa? What is nama? What is materiality? What is mentality? Vipassanā. The meaning of Vipassanā is investigating our body and mind. Our body is composed with subatomic small particles called kalapas. What are kalapas? Maybe they translate very closely subatomic particles. These kalapas are not ultimate materiality. This is the smallest group of materiality. Many Westerners, they don't want to accept kalapas. Their reason is Buddha never teach in suttas about kalapas. I want to ask you one question. There are 2 words. United Kingdom. This is one word. England. This is another word. These 2 words have same meaning or different meaning?
Sorry, what was the word?
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
This is number 1.
Yes.
Number 2 is England.
United Kingdom이라고 UK라고 하는 영어.
Do you understand?
이해하셨습니까?
They have same meaning.
똑같습니다. 의미가 같아요.
In the same way, Maharaulowa Dat Sutta, Dhatu Vibhanga Sutta, and Abhidhamma Dhatu Vibhanga. Buddha says 6 element meditation. What are 6 element meditation? Number 1, Earth element. Number 2, Water element. Number 3, Fire element. Number 4, Wind element. Number 5, Space element, Akasa Dhatu. Number 6, Vijnana element, Consciousness element. Among 6 elements, number 5 is Akasa Dhatu, Space element. What is space element? After 4 elements, Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind, Buddha teach space element. According to Abhidhamma, Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind, these are 4 elements. They are great Mahabuddha, great elements. After teaching these 4 elements, Buddha again teach Akasa Dhatu, space element. What is the meaning? The meaning is 4 elements are primary elements. And they are all together in Dhamma Sangani in Abhidhamma. Buddha teach 28 types of rupa, 28 types of materiality. After teaching 4 elements, these primary elements, then there are 24 derivative materialities. Derivative materialities in Pali are called Upadharupa. Among derivative materialities, Buddha teaches only one, Akasa Dhatu, space element. Space element is one of the 24 derivative materialities. What is space? Kalabandra Rupa, Kalabandra Paricheta Rupa. This is the definition of the space element. What is the meaning? There are kalabas, subatomic particles. Kalabandra means borderline of these kalabas. Borderline of these kalabas are called space element. Although Buddha does not say kalapa, but he teaches space element. The meaning of space element is you must try to see the borderline of kalapas. Buddha does not teach directly by name kalapa, but he teaches space element. The meaning of space element is the borderline of space between kalapas. So today I want to explain a little bit more. If you want to see this space borderline of kalapas, how you should practice? You must practice 4 elements meditation. But you should remember, United Kingdom and England, they have the same meaning. So you must practice 4 elements meditation if you want to see this space element. What are 4 elements? Earth element, water element, fire element, and wind element. What is earth element? According to Dhamma Sangani, there are 6 characteristics in earth element: hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, and lightness. So these are earth element. There are 2 characteristics in water element: flowing and cohesion. There are 2 characteristics in fire element: heat and coldness. There are also 2 characteristics in wind element: pushing and supporting. So if a meditator wants to practice these 4 elements meditation, one must discern these altogether 12 characteristics. I will repeat again: hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, lightness, flowing, cohesion, heat and coldness, supporting and pushing. Altogether there are 12 characteristics. So these 12 characteristics you must try to discern throughout your body from head to foot. If you can discern these 12 characteristics from head to foot very quickly, then you must try to overview these 12 characteristics. While overviewing the whole body, if you see these 12 characteristics very quickly, then you can discern 4 groups: seeing hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, and lightness. You must pay attention. This is earth element. Seeing, flowing, and cohesion. You must pay attention. These are water element. Seeing, heat, and coldness. You must pay attention. These are fire element. Seeing, pushing, and supporting and pushing. You should pay attention. These are wind element. You must concentrate on these 4 elements object. If you can concentrate more than 1 hour every sitting, then very soon you will see your whole body become transparent body. You can see the whole body become transparent like ice block. Why this body become transparent? According to Buddha's teaching, there are 5 transparent rupas, pasada rupas. Eye transparency, ear transparency, nose transparency, tongue transparency, body transparency. So, eye transparency is in your eye. Ear transparency is inside your ear. Nose transparency is inside your nose. Tongue transparency is inside your tongue. But body transparency is throughout your whole body. Everywhere if you touch, you can feel touching sensation. If you feel touching sensation everywhere, then everywhere there is body transparency. Why they are called transparency? Yakhadi pincha vidan, rubadina gahana bhavena, rubadina gahana pichya bhavena, adasa talang Vipassanā pasada rupa. This is the definition given in Visuddhimagga about the purification. But I will explain the meaning. There are 5 transparent rupas, materialities. I will repeat again. Eye transparency, ear transparency, nose transparency, tongue transparency, and body transparency. Eye transparency is the base for eye consciousness, which sees color. Ear transparency is the base for ear consciousness, which hears sound. Nose transparency is the base for nose consciousness, which feels smell. Tongue transparency is the base for tongue consciousness, which feels the taste. Body transparency is the base for body consciousness, which feels tangible object. So they are base cause. They are base cause means for respective consciousness. If there is no eye transparency, eye consciousness cannot arise. If there is eye transparency, at that time only eye consciousness can arise. In the same way, if there is ear transparency, ear consciousness can arise depending on ear transparency. At that time only one can hear sound. In the same way, if there is nose transparency, then nose consciousness can arise depending on nose transparency. At that time nose transparency can feel smell. If there is tongue transparency, this is the base for tongue consciousness. Tongue consciousness arises depending on tongue base. Tongue consciousness feels the taste. If there is body transparency, body consciousness arises depending on body transparency. Body consciousness can feel tangible object. So if there is no eye transparency, eye consciousness cannot arise. If eye consciousness cannot arise, then one cannot see color. In the same way, other transparencies are also you should understand in the same way. My meaning is here, they are transparent like mirror, so they are called transparent rupas. If you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, when your concentration becomes deep enough, then you can see this transparent body throughout your body, because throughout your body, everywhere there is body transparency. You can see transparent body like ice block, because you cannot see space element. If you do not see space element, you cannot break down the compactness. If you cannot break down the compactness, you cannot see kalapa. At that time, Buddha teach to see space. At that time, when you see the body, for example, here you may see this is one hand. But if you carefully observe, you can see small holes from these holes, body hairs are coming out. At that time, when you see the whole body become transparent like ice block, at that time you must focus to see space element, akasa dhatu. If a meditator already attained up to jhana stage, at that time, before they are practicing 4 elements meditation, every sitting they should re-establish their 4th jhana concentration. What is the reason? 4th jhana, especially Anapana 4th jhana or White Kasina 4th jhana. That 4th jhana produces strong, powerful, brilliant lights. With the assistance of that 4th jhana's light, if you try to penetrate 4 elements, you can easily understand 4 elements meditation. When you practice 4 elements meditation systematically, you can see this transparent body like ice block. Again, you must try to discern 4 elements in that ice block. You must concentrate on that 4 elements object. That concentrated mind on the 4 elements object also produces strong, powerful light. That light is called the light of wisdom. With the assistance of the light of wisdom, if you penetrate to see space element, at that time you can see space. As soon as you see space, then you can see clouds. United Kingdom and England, same meaning.
UK나 잉글랜드나 똑같다고 말씀드렸죠.
So if you see clouds, again you must discern 4 elements in each cloud. If you see 4 elements in each cloud, this is the last stage of samatha. Last stage of samatha as well as the beginning stage of vipassana. Because of this reason, this 4 elements meditation is both sides, samatha and vipassana. If you can discern 4 elements in each particle, each kalapa, then you should continue to discern color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, life quality, transparency, etc. You can easily discern these derivative materialities. Buddha teach agasa dhatu space element. For clear understanding of these derivative materialities. So in some clavas there are 8 types of materiality. I will calculate, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive essence. In some clavas there are 9 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, and life faculty. In some clavas there are 10 types of materiality, such as earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, nutritive essence, life faculty, and eye transparency. In the same way, you should understand ear transparency, nose transparency, tongue transparency, and body transparency. In some clavas there are, in the same way, 10 types of materiality, but they are not transparent. They are opaque clavas. There are 2 important materialities: self-determining materiality and heart base. Heart base is main base for mind consciousness. That heart base arises depending on inside your heart. There is blood. Depending on that blood, this heart base arises. Another one is self-determining materiality. This kalapa also spread throughout the body. Because of this reason, if you see one person, you can easily distinguish this is man, this is woman. So this self-determining materiality or septic kalapa. This kalapa also spread throughout the body everywhere. So altogether, there are different types of derivative materialities. If you can analyze these kalabas in this way, and then only you can understand ultimate materiality. But nowadays there are many scientists, they do not understand about these kalabas completely. What is the reason? In their laboratory, they can test only temperature-borne materiality. According to Buddha's teaching, this group, if we divide these rupas, there are 4 groups. Number 1 is karma-borne materiality. Number 2 is mind-borne materiality. Number 3 is temperature-borne materiality. Number 4 is nutriment-borne materiality. Karma is connected with previous karma, no present karma. Present karma cannot produce present karma-borne materiality. Present karma is, if there is any future existence, this is the cause for future material, future part aggregates only. So, first karma produce present karma-borne materiality. Because of this reason, Buddha teach second noble truth, the noble truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya sija. So, to understand this is karma-borne materiality, we must try to discern 5 past causes. But these 5 past causes I will explain later. So, temporarily you should accept. Here, eye transparency. This eye transparency arises as a eye decade kalapa. So, that eye decade kalapa, body decade kalapa, ear decade kalapa, nose decade kalapa, tongue decade kalapa, sac decade kalapa, heart decade kalapa, these kalapas are produced by previous karma. Every consciousness which arises depending on heart base can produce mind-borne materiality. So if you want to understand this is mind-borne materiality, number 1, you must discern mind consciousness which arises depending on your heart base. So without understanding heart base, without understanding mind consciousness which arises depending on heart base, you cannot discern mind-borne materiality. Here, please try to see. Oh, penny.
이걸 보십시오. 구부러졌다, 펴졌다.
Which produce this penny? Which produce this stretching? Your mind. That mind is arise depending on your heart base. That mind produce uncountable mind-borne kalapas. These kalapas spread throughout the body. Up to this end, they also spread. So, if you analyze these kalapas, in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality. I will explain, repeat again. Earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive acids. Among these 8, there is wind element. That wind element again produces bodily intimation. That bodily intimation produces new kalapas to rise different new places. Because of this bodily intimation, new kalapas always rising and passing away. The new kalapas, they cannot rise same place, in the same place. They rise in different place. That different place rising is, you may see this is belly stretching. But if you see kalapas, you cannot see this finger. You can see only kalapas. These kalapas, there are 8 types. Among 8 types, there is bodily intimation. That bodily, because of this bodily intimation, the whole, all rupas, they do not rise same place. If you do not see this process, then we can say you do not understand mind-borne materiality. Here is also another consciousness. Here, eye consciousness. That eye consciousness cannot produce mind-borne materiality. In the same way, ear consciousness also cannot produce mind-born materiality. Nose consciousness also cannot produce mind-born materiality. Tongue consciousness also cannot produce mind-born materiality. Body consciousness also cannot produce mind-born materiality. In the same way, your brain, I want to tell about this. If you can discern 4 elements in your brain, you can see brain is nothing but a group of kalabas. Among those kalabas, one kalaba is body decade kalaba. Body decade. Body decade kalaba. Body taska kalaba. Body transparent kalaba. In that body decade kalaba, there is body transparency. Depending on body transparency, body consciousness can arise. Body consciousness knows only tangible object.
Digital object? Tangible.
That body consciousness also cannot produce mind-born materiality. For this reason, they are very weak. They have no power to produce mind-born materiality. Again, I want to explain another one. That body transparent, depending on that body transparency in your brain, there are 8 types of mentality, including body consciousness. Among, I will calculate this 8 because I have something to tell about this problem. Number 1, body consciousness. Number 2, contact. Number 3, feeling. This is neutral feeling. Happy feeling or painful feeling. Then number 4 is perception. Number 5 is volition. Number 6 is one-pointedness. Number 7 is life faculty. Number 8 is attention. So altogether, 8 types of mentalities on. Among these 8 types, there is no wisdom faculty. Wisdom faculty arises depending on your heart base only, according to Buddha's teaching. But you can discern practically. So therefore, inside your brain, there is no wisdom faculty.
그래서 우리가 이제 마음에
Again, number 3 is temperature-born materiality. So now we have explained karma-born materiality. Number 2, mind-born materiality. And now number 3, temperature-born materiality. What is temperature? That fire element is called temperature. That temperature can produce new kalabas. For example, in your eye, there is eye-decade kalaba together with eye transparency. If you analyze, there are 10 types of materiality. Among 10 types, there is fire element. That fire element can produce 4 or 5 generation new kalabas. This is temperature-born materiality. In the same way, in your mind-born kalapa, if you analyze your mind-born kalapa, in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types, there is fire element. That fire element also can produce new generation. But this mind power is very different. Ordinary mind, such as now you are listening or I am talking, such type of mind, listening mind, cannot produce many kalapas. They have no much power. That mind can produce 2 or 3 generations only. In the same way, in that mind-born kalapa, there is fire element. That fire element has no much power. That fire element can produce 2 or 3 generations only. However, if your mind is like jhana mind or Vipassanā mind, that mind has strong power. That mind can produce uncountable millions of kalapas. Now many meditators, they can see light here, 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 etc. What is that light? This is the light of wisdom. So how this arises? You are discerning your breath, or you are concentrating on your breath object, or you are concentrating on your nimitta, anapana nimitta. If you can concentrate well, and if your concentration also becomes deeper and deeper, at that time that concentrated mind associates with wisdom faculty. That wisdom, when this wisdom faculty's power is very strong and powerful, then that mind can produce jhana mind, especially jhana mind, can produce strong, powerful lights, not only internally but also externally. For example, if a meditator attains up to fourth jhana, that fourth jhana is superior mind. That superior mind can produce uncountable mind-born kalapas throughout the body. These kalapas spread throughout the body. Among those, if one analyzes those kalapas, in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types there is kala. That kala begins luminous and bright. One kalapa's kala and another kalapa's kala rise very, very closely to each other. Because of this reason, if they cannot break down the compactness, they see light is continuous. Again, if you analyze those kalapas, in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types there is fire element. That fire element is called temperature. That temperature also produces uncountable many, many millions of kalapas. These, again, if you analyze these kalapas, in each kalapa there are also in the same way 8 types of materiality. Among 8 types there is kala. That kala also luminous and bright. This temperature burn light not only internally but also up to externally spread. So internal light is both two types. 2 types is mind-born kalapas kala as well as temperature-born kalapas kala. 2 types of kalapas kala. But externally there is only temperature-born kalapas kala only. Depending on concentration, wisdom faculty's power is very strong. When concentration is very deep, wisdom faculty power also very great. When the power of wisdom faculty is very great, then the light of wisdom is very bright. So, scientists, they do not understand this process of mind-born materiality as well as temperature-born materiality. Karma-born materiality arises only internally, not externally. Mind-born materiality also arises only internally, not externally. Because of this reason, they do not understand about karma-born materiality and mind-born materiality. Why they do not arise in external and animate world? As soon as they arise, these kalapas, mind-born materiality as well as karma-born materiality, as soon as they arise, they pass away very, very quickly. There is no time to carry from this body to laboratory.
From this body to
Laboratory.
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 Laboratory. Three.
Laboratory. No.
Laboratory.
Where they make experiments.
Laboratory.
Yes.
Their lifespan is only 70 moment only. 70.
그래서 된다는 겁니다.
Very short. Their lifespan is very short. So they cannot carry up to laboratory. In the same way, there is also another kalapa. Now every day we are eating. Food is inside our stomach. If a meditator can discern 4 elements in that newly eaten food, undigested food, they can see food is nothing but a group of kalapas. So, if one analyzes these kalapas, in each kalapa there are 8 types: water, fire, wind, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive essence. Among these 8, there is number 8 is nutritive essence. Throughout our body there are life knowledge kalapas. Life knowledge kalapas. Among those life knowledge kalapas there is fire element. That fire element is called digestive fire. When the digestive fire supports this nutritive essence of newly eaten food, that nutritive essence can produce new generation, new kalapas. But life knowledge kalapa arise only in this body, internal body. So digestive fire is in our body only. In laboratory there is no digestive fire. So because of this reason they do not understand this nutritive as materiality. They can carry only one piece of flesh to the laboratory. If one meditator can discern this piece, which they carry to laboratory, this piece is a group of kalapas. If one analyzes these kalapas, in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality, such as earth, water, fire, wind, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive essence. What is the source? Are they permanent? Not permanent. They are also kalapas. As soon as they rise, they pass away very, very quickly. But in each kalapa there is fire element. That fire element can produce new generation, new kalapa. In that new generation there is also again fire element. That fire element again produces another new generation. So in animate world they can produce for a long time. In the same way.
그래서 이런
Animate world. So they are temperature born materiality only. They can test in their own laboratory this temperature born materiality only. They cannot understand, especially in each kalapa there are 8 types of materiality, because their investigation is in different way. My meaning is we Buddhists are very lucky. We can, if we practice systematically, we can understand 4 types of materiality by your own direct knowledge. This is the materiality aggregate only. I cannot explain tonight about mentality. This is the object of Vipassanā. If you do not understand this materiality by your direct knowledge, if you practice Vipassanā, your Vipassanā is just superficial only. Do you want to practice superficial Vipassanā?
얕은 위파사나를 하고 싶으십니까?
Okay, please try.
좋아요.
Okay, let us know. If you have any question.
여기서 마치고요. 여러분 질문 있으면 하십시오. Well, to put long story short, he doesn't understand why the object of Vipassana is the first noble truth and second noble truth.
This is the teaching of Buddha.
부처님이 그렇게 가르치셨습니다. He understands there's a 4-element meditation among the 4 subjects of samatha meditation, and also there's a 4-element meditation vipassana. So, in the beginning stage of vipassana, so what's the difference?
Difference is if they see kalapas and if they can discern 4 elements, this is last stage of samatha. This is their limitation. if they understand 4 elements in each kalapa, this is the beginning stage of Vipassanā. Why? They understand ultimate materiality. This is first stage of. Because 4 elements meditation, Buddha teach 2 ways: samatha meditation as Vipassanā. So both sides Buddha teach.
그러니까 그 4대 수행이요. 사마타 수행으로
karma-born mentality or karma-born materiality is through the body, no?
Yes.
And mind-born mentality is through the body. Yeah. And mind-born mentality causes movement, yeah? Or
Mind-born materiality. Mind produces mind-born materiality. If you analyze this mind-born materiality, in each kalapa there is wind element. That wind element produces bodily intimation.
so then the karma-born mentality or karma-born materiality, when there's bodily, like because of wind.
Here, if you analyze this, there are 4 types of materiality: karma-born materiality, mind-born materiality, temperature-born materiality, nutritive acid-born materiality. 4 types. Among 4 types, 1 type is mind-born materiality. If you analyze this mind-born materiality, in each kalapa there are 8 types. Among 8 types there is wind element. That wind element produces bodily intimation. Because of this bodily intimation, 4 types of rupas: mind-born rupa, karma-born rupa, temperature-born rupa, nutriment-born rupa. These are rupas. They do not rise in the same place. They rise different place.
So the mind-born or wind produced.
To move only, to rise other different place.
So it causes all of them to reappear somewhere.
Yes.
Even coming.
Yes, because of this reason from there you can come here. This mind-born, because of mind-born materiality. Now you can go back. This is mind-born materiality. Mind-born materiality carries all rupas.
네.
His question is, he heard from a Tibetan monk, prana. So he's asking, is prana and kalapa are the same?
I do not understand Tibetan.
티벳 모르겠다고요? 예. He's asking if mindfulness is important both for samatha and vipassana, or is it important for samatha only? 둘 다에 굉장히 중요하답니다. 사마타와 vipassana 모두에.
Noble Eightfold Path. Among Noble Eightfold Path there is samasati. Noble Eightfold Path leading to the complete cessation of suffering. This is for realization of Nibbana. So if you want to practice samatha, this Noble Eightfold Path also necessary. If you want to practice Vipassanā, this Noble Eightfold Path also necessary. If you want to realize Nibbana, this Noble Eightfold Path also necessary. Among Noble Eightfold Path, samasati is remembering the meditation object repeatedly again. If mindfulness is very strong and powerful, concentration will follow after mindfulness. Because of this reason, while practicing samatha, mindfulness is very important.
개발된다고 이제.
For example, if you practice anapanasati meditation, you must always remember your meditation object. What is your meditation object? The breath is your meditation object. But occasionally you remember your meditation object. Sometimes you do not remember your meditation object. Then mindfulness is very weak. If mindfulness is very weak, concentration cannot arise.
포착을 하고 사티가 없을 때는 그 호흡을 놓치게 된다는 걸 놓치게 됩니다.
In the same way, when practicing Vipassanā, Mindfulness is always must remember the Vipassana meditation object. What is Vipassana meditation object? Ultimate materiality, ultimate mentality, and their causes. These are the object of Vipassana. So, in meditator, sometimes he must contemplate ultimate materiality as nature, impermanent, dukkha, suffering, or anatta, non-self. Sometimes he must contemplate ultimate mentality as nature, impermanent, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. So sati always must remember these objects. Sati is at the time like hand. With hand, he put one object on another hand. Then I is like Vipassana wisdom. I investigate what is this. This is nature, or this is dukkha, or this is anatta. Sati is similar to hand.
Yes. Similar to this.
Hand.
Hand.
사띠는 손가락 비슷합니다.
is similar to eye.
위파사나 지혜는 눈과 같다고.
So there is one thing. Head carry this one in this way, and then I can see this is what, this is nature, or this is dukkha, or this is anatta. So sati mindfulness pick up the object of vipassana. Then wisdom faculty investigate this object as nature, or dukkha, or anatta. Therefore, while practicing vipassana, also mindfulness is very important.
When you see the light, you don't see it with your physical eye, but with your eye consciousness.
This is especially the object of mind consciousness. But eye consciousness also for some persons can see, but very rare.
안식으로 보는 경우는 매우 드물다고요.
Can you explain the process a little more?
Oh, wisdom eye. This is wisdom eye. That rests depending on heart face.
예, 그걸 이제 이 빛을 보는 것은 그 지혜의 눈으로 본다고요. 지혜의 눈은 우리 심장을 의지해서 일어나는 마음입니다.
Especially when descending ultimate mentality, at that time only many meditators they understand about this, like thoroughly. For example, if they want to discern Indo cognitive process, they must discern transparency and Mindo, Indo and Mindo both together. Then they must pay attention a group of small particles color. When color impinge both door, at that time Indo cognitive process rise. At that time, eye consciousness also see this color because of the light of wisdom. Okay. Eye consciousness also can see the color.
Yes. Yes.
Maybe color means a group of small particles color.
Yeah.
That color can see because of the assistance of the light of wisdom. But this is very rare opportunity.
So he is asking you to repeat your explanation. You explained long after what you said.
Maybe the light is can see by eye or by wisdom eye. So both is possible, but wisdom eye is very important. Wisdom eye can penetrate through nature, such as nature, or dukkha nature, or anatta nature. But eye consciousness can see only just color. Does not know this is nature or dukkha or anatta. But the eye conscious, when meditating, they close eye. But they can see the color. Why? Because of the assistance of the light of wisdom.
때문에 그렇습니다.
For example, if they want to teach cognitive process,
Yes.
they must teach eye transparency, and the mind.
만약에 우리가 이제 안문 인식 과정을 보려고 하면은 먼저 이 눈 투명 요소를 분석하고 그 다음에 이 마음의 그 심장 토대에서 일어나는 그 심장 토대를 분석해야 됩니다.
Then they must teach a group of kalabas kala. When kala impinge both dogs simultaneously, at the time cognitive process arises. At the time, eye consciousness arises depending on eye transparency. That consciousness knows just kala only. That eye consciousness can see this kala because of the light of wisdom.
때문입니다.
If there is no light of wisdom, eye consciousness cannot see. So because of this reason, eye consciousness also can see just kala only, but mind, wisdom, I can see ultimate, this is ultimate materiality, this is ultimate mentality, this is nature, this is dukkha, this is nada, etc. In different ways, many ways they can see.
He's wondering, he read the scriptures and he saw that in the first, second and third jhana, Buddha didn't mention the importance of sati, but only in the fourth jhana, Buddha mentioned that sati is important.
All are important. There are 34 mental formations. These 34 mental formations are working together to produce first jhana, to produce second jhana, third jhana, and fourth jhana. So, in every jhana there is sati, mindfulness. This is universal. Universal in every wholesome dhamma as well as every wholesome resultant dhamma and every, especially higher functional consciousness. This is universal. Sati is universal. All are important.
우리가 이제 그 반드시 사티가 같이 온다는 거죠. 이제 시간이 많이 돼서 법회는 여기서 마치기로 하겠습니다.
Okay, sharing merit. Idame bonya, aswakaya, Mohan hodu, idame bonya, Vipassanā, Pachayo, hodu, idame bonya, Vipassanā, Pajima, Desabe, Mesama, Onya Baga, Labandu, Sa